Nisueng ka ba sa kanti ko northeast mediahub po na rin chakswa, ang arugan si armarak na simang nadaan ni kuburang ko sulsul para katinga. Plak niyam arugi eta ni ubos sarang silong songjin maawda o namen tumtumba plani ko nagnamat ni nga ha niya adok ni skotong minister Pakonret kesang ma skrubal salo kubur setim gaparang na akanan niyo para kataha. Adok ni skotong songjin ma silong kong rongbe walo na sokba platani aro tumtumani ko rabani na yani gaman gis ko nang gapa dengtang dolarang baksaba sorkari kam ko kainga ni skotong minister uyataha.
A lot of discussions have been held with different stakeholders and different individuals to ensure that there is peace overall in the city. So, in a nutshell, that is the situation as of now, and we are continuing to communicate to different stakeholders to ensure that normalcy returns as a whole, normalcy returns to Shillong city and the state as a whole.
MDA ni dao sorkari ko rekani dengtang be walang ko jaksi otta genang wara chakpa dolni dilgepa Dr. Mukul Sangmani matnangani na akan cakangingon Congress dolni kaman sorkari ko may takkodega akat naman gen yani gemen sam pakman ni dongay nga nisko chong minister akan nangaha. Congress dolni dilgepa Dr. Mukul mamang ko chanchi gija bengbang katarang ko aganaya nejana patengon unian dakpa katarang na Congress dolni metam MLA rang krat chakemang ukokema bichina geta akan plenga. Congress dilgepa ni mamang gunan dongja aro Dr. Mukul Sangmani plak bewal rang cindol na krat chakani ko sara bainga nesko chong minister parakat ko ha. MDA yo bakremeng geparang Congress paksa bakrem na jay chak toking oba da orkeng gepa sorkari ko be gruat na sa Dr. Mukul changni chang joton kainga ne akanangan baksa politics ni belrang ko mesoke kalna joton ka mangmangay gija adok ni gemen chanchia ni rang aro namroro slruruwa ni gemen wa mongsong gisekon bate wara chak gepa dol ko na merkel gepa saung na nga ne ba pasangma akan dapat taha.
And the desperation level has gone to the point where personal attacks are being made, angry words are being used, which we really don't expect from senior people and people at that stature. So it's quite sad, I should say, to see the kind of extreme sense of desperation that is prevailing right now in the leadership in the Congress in the state. I was in fact very amused about few days back. I don't want to take names. Few days back there were some MLAs from the Congress who had called me almost apologizing and saying that we are quite ashamed to see the kind of language being used by the leadership and the behavior that is there. So that speaks a lot about how things are within the Congress itself. And as I said, I have no comments on the kind of situations and comments that they're making. And they have been trying this for so long, so many times. The coalition partners have been approached, and every time the coalition partners have repeatedly told them that this government will continue, we'll continue to support. Then again, they come out with a different statement after 2 weeks that we are now trying to do this. So as I said, it just seems that their focus is not about development of the people and the issues of the people, but their focus is more on toppling and more on how they will come back to power.
Inquiry ko dakdalan nyo, Meghalaya Human Rights Commission ni Chairperson ko champengani mamang nyamrang dongja ne skurbel salu, Meghalaya adok ni skotong Minister Pakonret kesang maparakataha. Manderang ko suotan nyo, MHRC yan inquiry ko dakpadolong ani gaman, HNLC ni gachamdil gapa, Cherry Starfield tangkyu ko pulis rang ni suotan ni bidengo, inquiry ko dil na gata MHRC ni Chairperson ko siyo kanyara, andan sa ungramenga ne opposition dol ni dil gapa Dr. Mukul Sangma, MDA sorkari ko matnangatahacham. Andak yung ingon, Dr. Mukul Sangmani akan kapakatarang ko tong Minister J. Galatskayan ba, inquiry ko daktalan yung MHRC ni chairperson ko champeng na doon gumanyamrang nungja ni talatani ko ang skaha. Sko tong Minister ni talatani gatadi ya sel ni bidengo MHRC mande na guman belo pangchakyam sandianggen, andi ba ya sel ko Commission of Inquiry Act ni doon gumanyam mo pangchake, Judicial Inquiry ko dakchina surkari ge etahani guman, yanam sandiani kamrang ko blak patatken. Inquiry ko daktul na gata MHRC ni chairperson na bilkon manahani gaman ya selkom sandianyo wa mande naun gaman bilrango pangchake aro gapan yam rango pangchake ba am sandiani ko dak na singani gaman ya inquiry ko dakani chi bang anam ganirang dunggen nebas ko tong minister prakataha.
There is no law or no rule that bars the chairperson of MHRC, who is a retired judge, to head an inquiry like this. There is absolutely no rule or no law that says that. Number two, the Commissions of Inquiry Act mandates a judicial inquiry to have more powers than a Human Rights Commission. Human Rights Commission looks into aspects of human rights, but a judicial inquiry has the powers to go into the background of the case, the investigation, and asking all concerned departments to give all the necessary information which a Human Rights Commission would not have. Now, while we moved forward in this, we felt that a Human Rights Commission chairperson, who also is a retired judge, would be able to give both perspectives. And therefore, we would be actually gaining more by appointing the chairperson of the Human Rights Commission as the chairman of the judicial inquiry, because not only would he put into the aspect of investigation and facts about the case as a whole, but he would also be able to put in the aspects of the human rights aspect also into his inquiry. So therefore, we are actually achieving more than just simply the inquiry. We are also achieving the human rights aspect by having the chairperson of the Human Rights Commission, who is a retired judge, a very qualified person, and has sufficient knowledge of the region, who will be able to do justice to this. And as I said, there is no law or no rule that bars him to be appointed as the chairperson of this judicial inquiry.
Meghalaya doko bobol dakke chakatani na champengatta ko man gapa Hindu Trip National Liberation Council do niam donan nigri gapa tikon genchmosa sorkari agan gakna man gen neskurbal salo adok nisko tong minister pakon ke sangma parakataha HNLC bobol dol ni manderang agan gaknari ibaingon so jengjeng ngatani kamrang ko don tongchengna nangen arwa songni don gumen niam rango pangchakke sa agan gakna kura chakna nangen nebas ko tong minister parakataha. Skotong minister ni parakatani gitade HNLC dolbaksa agan gakani bidengo sorkari dengtang cholrang chi wiat man hachim patanggaman somoyrango HNLC bobol dol ni sorkari non at kapach tirango standstill agreement aro instrument of accession of pangchake sa agan gakna siata hachim andi bayan yam rangara sorkari nira chakna man giza kapan yam rang sa achim uni gaman yan yam manganiwa mangni chitiodong nanang jawa aro yani bidengo sorkari wa mangna wiat man hachim wa mangna wiatani jaman wa mangyan yam rang kora gale sorkari ni don gamanyam gatach tikon taigen nechna yata hachim nesko tong minister parakataha.
We had given a verbal communication saying that we are keen for long-lasting peace, but discussions at the Government of India and Government of Meghalaya level cannot take place with conditions being put, especially the conditions that they had put in the first letter they had sent us, and we had repeatedly informed them that we would want you to not mention those conditions, come to the talks unconditionally, shun violence, and within the constitutional framework of the country, we are ready to talk and discuss. And that is our stand even today.
Meghalaya Police antang tangko chel chakna gata belrang donggen chimoba bang batta so jengjeng ngani somoy rangon manderang ni namgani na police rang rarka ganang sabel tangko jak khalinga ne adoknis ko tong minister pakon red ke sangma parakataha ya sal somoy rango chasong nikri police rang nas kita pani rangko Ya sal somoyrang o chasong ni kri pulis rang nas kita patan ni rangko aro namta patan ni rangko nananginga ne media ni ku patio na ni kura chakangingon adoko pulis rang belgri geparang ongja andi basu su jingjing ongani somoyrang o manderang nanal jokani ko na matna getta sa pulis rang chugumek bel ko jakhalja enga ne sangma thalatani ko nangaha.
Our police are very well trained. Yes, of course, everybody needs more and more training. There's no end to training and upgradation. But it is the entire stand that the police and the government takes. We have always gone in a restraint mode. You look at the last few law and order situations that we faced. If the police are given free hand to go ahead and do whatever it takes to ensure that nothing happens to them, then obviously the police is very much capable of doing that. When we had the incident in 2018, I keep repeating this. People don't know, but more than 120 of our police personnel were injured, including one who had got about 20 stitches on his or her head, I can't remember. But one of the police personnel had 20 stitches on the head. That's the kind of restraint that the police made in order to ensure that our innocent people who are there, who maybe at that point in time aggravated and are there, and who are our people. Whether right or wrong, that's something that we can obviously debate on. But we have always maintained that, and that's why in the last many instances you've seen that there were no loss of precious lives in different political, law and order situations that we faced. And I was telling a story also the other day. There were instances, when CAA took place, there could have been loss of lives. So therefore, the police, and I must appreciate, the police has been doing that. So therefore, if we give them the green signal to go ahead and defend them, they're very much capable. But we have been looking at it from all aspects, and we have felt that we need to ensure that the police also, have to restrain, and in such situations, the consequences are that sometimes our police also get injured. So that is the downside of a stand like that.
Meghalaya aru Asama doktam ganini sima ari rango golmal ganang gapabya prang ni gaman CM poraye ni uni chugamak report rangko sokachina gata sorkari dol gatam committee rangko songanga ha ne adoknis kotong minister pakonret kesang mas krubalo yataha ajani gapan sakatam MLA rang baksana deputy commissioner ko member secretary do ne adokni daksak bas kotong minister pa preston tinsongchi riboy district ni committee ko dlangen ye committee and district ni ng okhaja golmal ganang gapasima rangko niange uni report rang ko sokatken ne pasangma uyataha Apsan daken district ni MLA rangko aru DC ko manchapate West Khasi Hills so cabinet minister Parenik Tonlingdo chi committee ko dlangen East Gente Hills so cabinet minister Pasna Walangdar committee ko home minister Palakmen Rimbuy baksana sakkani gapan MLA rang aru DC chi dlangen ne bes kotong minister uyat ko ha Skotong minister ni uyatani gata asama dokba apsan dakba committee kon songanga ha aru da okham rangko ba aba chingatenga ha andake jen somoyo uni report rang sokba hon dolgni chinin apsan riangin yani ko daken aru doktam ganini sorkari rang changsagrong e agan gtaigen
Chairperson of the committee will be our Deputy Chief Minister, Shri Preston Tinsong, and Mr. Dasaket Lamare, and the MLA from Jirang, Sostenes Sotun, and Mr. Merelbon, Honorable MLA from Nongpo, and the Deputy Commissioner will be members from our side. For West Khasi Hills, the chairperson of the committee is Shri Renington Lingdo Tonkar, and the members of the committee are Shri Kimfa Marbanyang, Shri Jigur Marthong, and Shri Macmillan Barsat, and the Deputy Commissioner will be the member secretary, and the committee in East Gentia Hills, or rather I should say Gentia Hills as a whole. Chairperson will be Shri Snobalang Dhar, and members will be the Honorable Home Minister Shri Lakmen Rumbui, and Shri Shitlang Pale, Honorable MLA, and Shri Nujurki Sungo, MLA, and the DC will be the member secretary. And similarly, the Assam government also has come out with their committee. And I had a recent telephonic conversation with the Honorable Chief Minister of Assam, where we had shared these details. And the committee will start its work very, very soon. We had a bit of delay because of the situation that was here in Shillong, but all the three committees, will start their work. Some of them have already started, but all of them will start their work within a few days.
Amendment Bill, ba bill ko nam dapat ni gaman aro Parliamentary Standing Committee ni akan kupatian ni rang ni bidengo Meghalaya adok ni mungsong gapagi gatam Autonomous District Council rang ni Chief Executive Member rang ko adok ni skotong Minister Pakon Red Kesangma skrubal sa logronge akan kakang ha. Yagi gatam Autonomous District Council rang ara Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council, Jente Hills Autonomous District Council, Arugaro Hills Autonomous District Council longa. Tomani zaman skotong Minister Pakonret Kesangmani kobor na uyatani getade plak CEM rangan wamang ni akan kupatyan ni rangko nang tokahan ni akan ni rebang pa antinigi sepon Parliamentary Standing Committee ba wamang ni akan kupatyan ni rangko ni yakobon committee kaang naman gen ne ba wan tang ni kadong swani ko ba para kataha.
So in order to give those comments and suggestions once again, we have called the meeting of all the district councils so that their viewpoints can also be included. So in the whole process, a number of suggestions were given. We have gone through all the details, whether it is to do with the issues of mentioned in the for the unrepresentative tribe in the nomination, whether the number of seats that were mentioned out there, whether the different elections that have to be held at different levels. So all these factors and all these issues were discussed in large detail, and based on that, once again, all the CEMs have been asked to give in their suggestions, recommendations within the next 1 week, and we'll be having a final meeting on the 25th evening to crystallize on the recommendations from our side, and that will be then submitted to the Government of India.
Yani bidengo KHADC ni Chief Executive Member Pati Toaster China ni akan nanigitade Standing Committee ni akan kupatyan ni rangko Parliament na sukatan ni jaman chanchira bagaman nam dapatan ni rang belsisaw nam pleru utataha. Yagi gatam ADC rang niyo nang gapa apsan mangsungan ni rang konchinga da oban ni pelcaya ni kodaki akan chanchir masanong aya ni pachay ni akan talataha. Yani bidengo plak kamrang ingani ko chung nekani donga manis ngon mai nia sel rutat tinga anga wija endi ba anga masya yana dok sorkar yon yung ja endi ba mamung sorkar yonin rutat tinga ne jana patan baksa ministry aro adok sorkar ini gisepo riang gepa Julai bonga tariko bon kame grong rekaha aro yani gemen bon kam gepa akana nirangku wamang yaja August kolrok bonga tarikon watatan yung achem ne ba China akan cakang ha.
This is the first meeting after the meeting or after the report which was been submitted by the standing committee. So now we are look into some points. So I think by next week we will sit again and we will finalize and we will send our views and comments. The government will recommend the views and comments to the Home Ministry. I don't know what is the delay. It's not from the state government, it is from the central government. So the last meeting between the state government and the ministry held on 5th July. So actually they are supposed to send the last comments by 21st of this month, but due to the prevailing situation and COVID situation, there's a delay. But we hope by 31st August we'll send our recommendation.
August ni ko tari ko Raj muklani ng onyam treasure room ko jar ka parang bedin klamanya ni ko mukla odong pa aitnar mangpa biapo machote manyang ha. Yamanya ni ko joy ilakani doloy maharirang papuramon kenjeng joy ni MLA pawailat Miki Shaila JHADC ni MDC rang paailat boy aru pa oktomewat lamin aru kaparang bakorang tokaha. Aitner biapo manya niyo na chugmagti ichkang silsilini tobe itari gaman rotrang kurabaha aru badita bagirang ko de COVID-19 sajinma aru uniti kasuanirang ni gamchatani ko mesok jolagata noksa takpanirang ko badakang ha. Ya 창기 베딘 클럽 마니안요 COVID-19 사진 만나 잠팽아니랑어 방착기 방기자 만대랑산 바콜 앙하 아루와 망오니 방바따안 사진 만나 티카랑코 수만 금은랑 아 Yarang sanda ni koborang ni suanina na simang sakantikon matela. Na simang gatal koborang ko nagsuna aruk na sunas kode www.hubnetwork.in website to nariangi kulini naman gen. Aro na simang daode Google Play Store aro Apple App Store ni ko Hub News app ko download kai. Gatal bat ka pa koborang ko knaang na aro ni naman ganok. Uni gaman na simang gatal koborang ko man sunas kode ya app rang ko download kai jakal tok pabo. Namme dongbo simsake dongbo aro sorkari nyon gapanyam rang ko jaruk tokpo. Sakantikon matela.